was doing a bit.
Were you trying to be a funny
I
boy?
was doing a bit. And instead, that bit just completely went to shit.
You know why? You know why? Because it was too real.
It was. That's probably true.
The truth is not funny. The truth is never funny, Chris.
No games for old men.
Battle brethren, ladies and gentlemen, fellow gamers, fellow old men, heretics. Welcome to episode 5 of A Tale of Two Gamers, wherein I, Old Man Dan, and my fellow gamer, Old Man Curtis, have challenged each other to paint a kill team using the Kill Team 2021 rule set by what, next week?
Yeah, we have
Now?
to be done. We have to
Is
be
what
done
you've
by.
done?
I have to be.
You have to be done.
completely done by June 17th.
You have to be done because you live in a different state than I do,
Mm-hmm.
and you have scheduled a trip
Mm-hmm.
down to the state where I live to do stuff. One of those stuffs being a kill team game with me.
Yep.
So,
Teach
however,
you and then kick your ass.
and make me not want to ever play again. So before we get started, I need to know what you're drinking. What's in your goblet?
Very good. Continuing with our trend of drinking
Be
local
brief.
beers.
Be very brief. We got feedback. Be
You
very
know what?
brief.
You know what? I only heard one note against me taking my time, and I'm pretty confident that the audience is excited about us being able to promote these beers.
Did you ever hear the adage you worked retail, right? If there's a customer complaint, that person represents 100 other people who didn't bother to complain. So, yeah, we got to take that into consideration.
Sure.
What are you drinking?
Anyway, so from Pelican Brewery, I'm drinking
Yes.
the Kawanda Pre-Prohibition Cream Ale. This is from Pelican Brewery in Central Oregon Coast, and we first discovered them when Renee and I did a movie in Pacific City. The Pelican Brewery was right on the beach, and Renee and I would go there after shooting days and eat. And this is a favorite of mine. I really enjoyed this one.
Curtis, spent the afternoon at a wine bar.
Oh, hey!
I was going to go grocery shopping. And what is your update? What have you done?
I've made progress.
Good.
Progress.
So you have finished a 5th.
No, I've finished a 7th.
Oh!
Yeah.
Dang! Check
I'm
you
more than
out.
I'm more than halfway through, and today I will finish an 8th, which is, let's see, can I get? Is it going
Nope.
to focus on
Nope.
that? No,
It's really not.
We're gonna
Nope.
do pictures.
Thank
But,
you, webcams.
But yeah, high quality webcam.
Yeah.
But yeah. So originally, my goal from last week was to be able to finish all of the regular troops and just have the characters left over. I did not
Okay.
complete all of them, but by today I probably will, because
Oh.
today I don't have anything to do except getting to paint. So
Great.
all of my regular guys, which are 10 of the guys for this kill team, will be finished today, and then I get to get started on my characters. So I'll have a whole week. Well, I'll have more than a week. I'll have what's today, the 6th?
4th. Today's the 4th.
I'll
You just gave yourself 2 extra days.
I'll have 13 days to complete 3 characters.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Before you leave?
Before we leave. Yeah.
Okay, that's 2 weeks. I thought you were leaving in 1 week. So you've got a
No.
lot more time.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So I'm feeling very confident about how this is going to go. That's going to give me a chance to reread the rule book.
Okay.
Read up on, since part of this is also going to be like teaching you how to play as well. I'm going to catch up on reading about the Orc Commandos again, so that I can help remind you about some of your powers and things, so that you're not.
That'll be helpful, but I don't think that that's necessary. I think you need to let me fail on my own. Pretend you're watching an episode of Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Demon Hunters and just let me have all of my Grey Knights die.
Do you
in
know how
a mission.
often I yell at that screen?
I
Try and help you while that episode is
probably
playing?
as often as I yell at the screen while I'm editing the video. And there are episodes that you haven't even seen yet, that I have recorded, that have not released yet, that will... You'll stop watching. You'll unsubscribe. You will unsubscribe. I F up so many... Okay. You're reading the rule book. I have started reading this.
Hey, I
Warhammer
love that
40K
book.
Double Eagle by Dan Abnett. This is so fun.
Yeah.
It is like I am reading a book set in World War II era. I mean, one of my favorite movies is Memphis Belle. So I feel like I am reading a fictional... it's great. It's so much fun. I'm 20% of the way through it, but it's so much fun. So much fun.
Dude,
So while
that's
I
a
am also
high-quality
reading
book.
the rule book, yes, I am also reading this because just to, get myself worked up and into the zone, because my painting is not going very well. I am working on base coats. And what I'm trying to remind myself is that base coats don't look good. But I'm looking at these going, I used to be a good painter. I used to paint good minis, and these don't look like that. But I'm having to remind myself. I have one of my older minis, one of the better ones, sitting on my painting station to remind myself, okay, this is what you used to be able to do a decade plus ago. You can get back to that. It's just going to take some effort.
Yeah, you just got to practice.
My second problem, beyond that mental one, was my lighting situation was absolute garbage. I could not see any detail on these things, and I was fretting. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this. But I did buy a daylight lamp. Turn that light on, and it's a whole new world. Suddenly, I can see all the detail on these incredible miniatures because, I'm going to do the same thing you just did. You can't see this. This is
Right.
The camera's not going to focus on it.
Actually, I can at least see a little bit. There's at least some colors on there. now.
Yeah, I've got base coats.
There's work to do.
There's work to do, but I'm reminding myself that I used to be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's just been a decade plus since I've done it. So
Yeah.
I just need to be confident with myself. The problem I'm also having is that my paints, I'm shaking the snot out of those things. But when I squirt them onto my wet palette, that's another problem. The wet palette isn't behaving like I remember it behaving. So I think I'm not doing something right with the wet palette. I'm either not dousing it enough or it's too dry, one or the others. I don't know.
What seems to be the problem? Is the paint separating on you? Is it
This
not
is
staying
drying
wet?
out. It's drying out really fast.
Oh, then your
So-
sponge is probably too dry.
But the sponge is soaked. So I
Okay.
wonder if maybe there's something wrong with the paper. I'm not treating the
Are you
parchment
using
paper
the parchment
correctly.
papers that came with it, or are you using?
Yeah, it
like,
only came with one sheet, and I'm just using the same sheet.
Okay, so I've got some solutions for you. So I use the Red Grass Games Everlasting Wet Palette. These are $10 for 50. However,
Okay.
if you have baking parchment paper, Reynolds
Uh-huh.
baking parchment paper at home,
Yes.
it works the same way. And when I
Literal
built
baking
my first,
parchment paper. I do have a roll of it that's up in the cupboard that we never use because we don't bake.
it's perfect, man. Like when I made my first wet palette that I used for a long time before I actually invested in the Red Grass Games one, and it works the same way. It's porous, and you can cut it to size. So I recommend giving that a try.
All right. Goals for next week?
For next week, I would like to have at least one character done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which means all your troops are going to be done
Oh, yeah.
plus one character.
And it will probably be my Sanctus Talon, which is the guy who has he's the assassin-like rogue who could be used in D&D.
Okay.
He's got
All
a little
right.
hood. He's got
Are
a
we
knife.
going to see your next D&D character in here as well?
Probably not. No, I don't play rogues. Yeah.
Well, gosh, man. Now that I've got the light, and I'm starting to get my painting legs back. I mean, I really did think, oh yeah, I can totally have 3 guys done in a week. Oh, that didn't happen at all. So I don't know. Do I say 3 guys done by next week?
What if we baby step? Like, I don't know how many you've got to get. You've got 11 there, 12?
There's 12 models, but you can only field 10 in a kill team.
It means you have like a day and a half per unit to get them all done.
That's what
And
I
if you
thought.
just do the
That's what I
10.
said last time.
I remember when I first got back in after taking some time off, and I look at like my old Mordheim figs, which I still feel are like the height of my powers, and then it took me a couple months to really get my sea legs back.
Months? I don't have months. I have
Well,
days.
months in general, because I wasn't painting that often. So like, I don't know what the condensed time would have been if I had been more consistent about it.
Okay. All right. So we've got our goals for next week. You're gonna finish your troops, and you're gonna get at least one of your 3 remaining character pieces done.
Yes.
And your character pieces are your show pieces. Those are the ones that you really wanted to do a good job on, because they're your heroes of the squad. They're your unit leaders. You want them to look good.
Yeah.
You want them to possibly place in a local hobby shop painting competition.
Yeah, I don't know if my powers are back up to that level yet, but yes, ideally we do some good work on them, if nothing else.
I, on the other hand, really I just need to get one. I'll feel good if I at least get 1 or 2 in a playable space.
I feel like once you get one actually done and you remember the process and you see an end result, all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's
That's what it takes to get from here to there.
I have been watching Play on Tabletop on
Oh,
YouTube.
I love them. Yes.
Just one episode after another, just to have my phone up on my painting station, and I'm just playing them while I'm painting, just to get myself inspired. So
Nice.
because I have run out of Arbiter Ian content, I have watched every single one of his videos, so I needed something else. So
If you get a chance, Duncan Rhodes also does his Painting Academy videos.
yep,
Those are nice. That'll give you some ideas while you're putting some stuff together.
yep.
And ladies and gentlemen, I know there is. I'm subscribed to a billion different ones. Midwinter Minis is another favorite of mine. If you, audience, have people that you like in the
Yeah.
Warhammer hobby space on YouTube here, please share a link, because again, I'm always looking for more stuff to watch, and Dan's been out of the game for a while, so it'd be nice for him to see. Oh, Squidmar Miniatures is doing a really neat diorama thing with a Tau Manta, a crashed Tau Manta into a planet, and that's a pretty neat thing, and they're coming to the end of that. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Neat.
again, add some links, because
Yeah,
otherwise
who
I'm just
should
gonna keep
we?
naming stuff.
Who else can I watch while I'm painting? From whom can I obtain inspiration? I think the one thing that's important for me to remember is that Instagram pages like Siege Studios, those artists are professionals, or they are like really experienced amateurs. They have put
Right.
years and hundreds of hours into their craft. So if you are somebody like me who is either brand new or getting back into the hobby after a decade plus absence, your talent level is not going to be there, but it's a place to aspire to. And so when you paint your first mini and you hold it up next to the screen and you're looking at like an Amy Suggs miniature and it doesn't look anything like what she painted, don't get discouraged. Her first mini looked like as crappy as your first mini. So just keep going, keep practicing, because that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Nobody is an expert their first time at anything. That's the important take.
It's a good one.
Thanks for joining us this week. Let us know what you're painting down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, follow No Games for Old Men on Instagram and Twitter. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.
No games.